again. It's Thomas P. Jamieson III here, welcoming you back to the Newsnet Posts channel for another 1,000 videos. I've been meaning to come back for quite some time. If you're a loyal, regular viewer of this channel, you'll know some of my earlier stuff, and I haven't been around for about 3 or 4 years. But I thought it was about time that I put in another appearance here. In the meantime, I've been learning Japanese, and I bought along today some books that I like to use to learn Japanese. I've been looking at some of the videos done by Laoshu 2020, 2200 or whatever his name is, and he always likes to show the books that he uses to learn his languages, and I've brought along a whole load of the books I'm using to learn Japanese. There's just a slight difference between me and this Laoshu, and that is he actually learns it and I kind of don't. But nevertheless, I got a mighty fine book collection. Anyway, let's start off with this one. This is Berlitz Japanese in 30 Days. There are 2 CDs inside. That's true, there are 2 CDs inside. They are inside here, and there was also a book, but the book all kind of fell apart as I was trying to learn from it, and that's why I can't show you that now. But there was also a book in there, but I can show you the box with the CDs and everything, and that's very mighty fine. I also bought Japanese living language course here. There's a miniature living language course, revised and updated. There's a book, if I can find it. It goes in that box. This time, because it's made lighter, it's made from recycled toilet paper, it's possible to actually read it instead of having it made out of such hard cards, bleached cards, that it falls apart. The problem with this book is that they don't have accents. So if you want to have something like this, it's all in Romaji's. And if you want to see something like Kanji, which is supposed to mean this week, yeah, that's supposed to be a long U with a line over it. And they've just written a double U, like George W. Bush. He's another Texas tiger. And that ain't no good for me. Either they should have Romaji's properly, or they should don't have to do them at all. They can do it all in Cana, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of the Bible took place in Cana. So, this is Alexander McCall Smith, Precious and the Puggies. It's got nothing to do with Japanese, but it was in the same box. So, read you a bit of that, because it sure as hell can't read you no Japanese. So I'll read you some of this. It's actually all in Scottish, which is a variation of Lima English. He reads this. Hae ye ever said into yoursel, no outloud mind, but quiet like just in your head, would it no be braw to be a detective? Well, I hae, and a ween of other folk hae and all, although maist of us will never hae the chance to make our dream come true. That's Scottish Texan there, instead of English Texan. So it's nothing to do with Japanese, but it's the most reading of the foreign language you can get out of me tonight. Anyhow, there's the box it all comes in, that living language. But living language also offers much larger ones. This is the living language big course with the real Kana and Kanji's in and everything, and this one goes basic to intermediate. It covers all of your grammar and probably your aunties and your uncles as well. And this one is advanced. I want to make sure when I bought one of these courses that it wouldn't just take me through the first levels, the beginner and intermediate, like that one, basic to intermediate. I want to make sure that if I got through that, I'd have an additional course going forward. One thing I do like about this one is that you got 2 sets of CVs. One of these CV sets, learn at home. The other, which is not here, it's in my truck, that's learn in the truck. So You can learn at home or you can learn in the truck. The one that says learn at home, you're supposed to read along. The one that you have reading in the truck, well, learning in the truck, you ain't supposed to read along because you're driving your truck. The book, you want to see the book? Again, I got the same criticism here of the way they write their Romages out. And in fact, there's far too much Romaji here. They don't get onto their canas fast enough. So I got really the problem that, well, there's a bit of, you can see kana going on here, but that's already page 369. It's a little bit kind of slow going. And, you know, I don't really want to see long vowels without the line over them, just doubled up letters. Don't want to see that. Can't see any examples of either actually here at the moment, but that's oh, got you so Sama. That's got double O in the middle here. I think that means something about food being tasty, but I'm not sure. Anyhow, that's that course, and the second part of it, pretty much the same. Trying to put them over here, they're all unbalancing. They're probably as unbalanced as I am. Anyhow, this is the second lot. This time the CDs in the advanced course are all packed up in beautiful little cardboard containers. Like that. It's a little bit different to the first one. These days you don't get no things with cassettes in anymore. I actually have a laugh. If I do see cassette ones in the shop, I kind of pick up the thing, take it to the assistant and say, hey, what drive in my computer does this plug into? Must be really advanced because I ain't seen nothing like that shape before. So, here's the this ain't got MP3s on it. It's just normal CD, so you have to rip it if you want to listen to it on a like iPod or anything like that. You got to rip it, but you know, that's a ripping thing to do. If you do learn Japanese, you'll understand that pun. Anyhow, yeah, that's the book from the advanced course. I better put it in the right box, otherwise I'll never find it again in this mess of a place I got here full of Japanese books I can't use. So, put in the CDs back in the right place again. Okay. What's the next one? Well, I got myself, don't know why, got myself a Slovnik Snack of Japonskich. That's actually from Wiedza Powszechna bookshop. That's from Poland. It's all written in strange language here, other than Japanese. That's strange enough, but Polish is even stranger. What's quite good about this is it's actually ordered. It's all ordered everything in the order in which Japanese kids learn them at school, and they're in sections, and it's got lots of different indexes at the back and all the shit you might want if you want to get yourself into kanji. This one's got very few Romaji's in. The Romaji, obviously the Polish is all written in Romaji with those squiggles on. I think it's more Polaji than Romaji. Anyhow, all of the onyomis have got katakana, and all of the kunyomis have got hiragana. So you don't get any Romaji assistance in your yomis. So, kind of difficult, but that is apparently the way it's supposed to be, so you just have to accept it. Then, what you probably need is a few books from this series. This is from Naoko Chino. I got 3 books from Naoko Chino. This one's all about particles. I got more stuff as well. It's between this and that. I got it over in another place in Prague, so I can't show you that. But I got a load of more books as well. This is Naoko Chino, all about particles. Very, very pleasantly made book. You can find that. That's got no there. And no means no. Remember that, boys. It's like a no entry sign. So, another one by Naoko Chino, Japanese verbs at a glance. So if you want to see the verbs at a glance, just have to glance at it and you can see how they are. That's 2 of my 3 books by Naoko Chino. The third one is really very interesting because it's got these basic Japanese sentence patterns, a dictionary of those. It takes you through all the different ways you can construct a sentence grammatically in Japanese with just some basic vocabulary. And it shows you the way in which ladies and men talk differently amongst themselves. Because in Japanese, if you're a woman or if you're a man, it depends on what you are, how the way you speak. I don't know if I said that quite clearly enough, but basically there's butch ways of saying things that you say if you're a cowboy, but if you're a squaw, you don't say them like that. You say them differently. You use more fancy sentence structures. We add more delicate phraseology sometimes. And so between women, you got a conversation between women, and then you got another one between men where they're kind of having a beer and farting around the campfire. So that's, they talk completely differently, and they use vocabulary there that no self-respecting woman should be expected to hear. So keep that in mind when you're learning Japanese, because you might have to commit harakiri if you use some of that male conversation. It turns out that the person that you're speaking to is really a lady in disguise or something like that. You probably need dictionary. Well, I got the pocket Kenkyusha. I don't know who has pockets this size. It's like as big as my head. And a stick has as well. And yeah, that cost me $79 here. So that was quite expensive. It's one hell of a dictionary, though. It's got loads of stuff in it. For example, let me just say, let's imagine you want to say ranch, like a Texas ranch person. So look up ranch and see what it says for ranch in Japanese. Ranch. It's got rail, it's got rain, it's got rain check, it's got rattle, ratio. Where's ranch? I don't understand this. Range, random, rally. Don't have ranch on it. I don't think you need to get this dictionary. Ain't got the basic vocabulary in what you need to live your everyday life. Anyhow, I can't put them up there no more. I've got too much. It's taking all the space away. Anyhow, when it comes to learning the kanji, you got to get a little bit of Chinese into the mix in order to learn Japanese. And so I also, in pursuit of Japanese, I actually bought this, which is actually an easy way of remembering the Chinese characters. It's got little stories in, like imagine seeking a lost treasure, something everybody wants. Use your hand to tightly hold your sword, which you need to repel the competition. And it's got something in it, just looks like to me in Chinese, but they tell me it means seek. So I kind of feel dumb and dumber after I read that book than I felt I was before. So anyhow, that's there. And so very similar to that, there's 3 books by this guy called Heisig. There's one here, Remembering the Kanji. That's number 1 in it, and it's also full of nice little stories. Let me just pick one completely at random. Like, the pictograph hidden in this character is of someone yawning. So there you are. Here you got it. You got the person yawning. You can see. Can you see that? You can see the person yawning here. I like to be on what that guy was on. I tell you, when he wrote that, I like some of that. Anyhow, that's Remembering the Kanji number 1. But that ain't good enough. You need more than that. So you got yourself here, Remembering the Kanji. Oh, that's already too far. This one's Remembering the Kanji number 2. And then you got Remembering the Kanji number 3, just in case you forgot it the first and second time. So I can't actually read a single one of those kanjis after reading all those books, but they sure as hell look good on the bookshelf. Anyhow, Let's look at this. Breaking into Japanese literature, 7 modern classics and parallel text. So you can read, you can read Japanese on that side, on one side of the book, and then you can read on the other side. Now it was that the woman led out a white horse. You see? You want to see the kanji for the horse? Yeah? That's the horse. There. You can see the kanji for a horse. There, I recognize that. Sure looks good, doesn't it? Ain't simplified like it is in Chinese. They really screwed their language up. Anyhow. Well, I said didn't know any kanji. I might know the one for horse because, I'm a Texan. You got to know your kanji for a horse if you're a Texan learning Japanese. That's kind of understandable. That's the fine one. Barons, like all Barons Bowl, that I always make sure to go to. This is 501 Japanese verbs. I didn't even know there were so many verbs. I didn't know there were so many things you could actually do, because verbs are like doing words. I didn't know you could actually do 501 different things. I certainly can't fit that into my day, let me tell you. Anyway, you've got things like sleeping. That's obvious. If you want to go to sleeping, say you want to go to sleeping. That's just as an example. I show you sleep, because maybe by this time in the video you probably want to go to sleep. Look, there you got it. Yeah. Not Namoru, this one here. Neru. Yeah? You got it all there. Neru. So you can go like this. You can go affirmative, Neru, or more formally, Nemasu. Or you got negative, Nenai, I ain't sleeping, and Nemasen, I sure ain't sleeping. More formal. And so you got the imperative. You got informal imperative affirmatives, like Nero. Nero is the guy that fiddled when Rome burned. Well, it also means go to sleep. Okay, if you want to say to somebody, go to sleep, you say Nero, like the Roman emperor. And they got to go to sleep because you're telling them it. But if you want to be formal about it and you want to be nice, you might say Nete kudasai. Or you might even say O yasumi nasaimase. Yeah, those are more formal ways of saying it. And then you got presumptive, like Neo, Nerudero, Nemasho. If you want to suggest to people, shall we sleep, or let's go to sleep, you say Nemasho, like that, Nemasho. Yeah. It's kind of, let's go to sleep. It's not like saying to a woman, would you like to sleep with me? That's not what Nemasho means, but, that's the general idea. So, Nemasho, and here you got provisional, informal, Nereba. You got gerundive form. Gerund form is Nete and Nemashte. So if you want to stick kudasai at the end of something, you have to have, and kudasai means please, so it's just basic politeness. So you can say nete kudasai, yeah, please sleep, yeah. Then you got past presumptives, conditionals, alternative forms. They're the ones you use if you don't want to use any of the other forms. So basically that's an essential 55 verb. Now they're the only ones you really need to get through Texan Day. I don't know if they got riding horses here. That's probably an important one. Drilling for oil. They're riding, drilling, sleeping, eating, having sex, having fun, having a good drink, having a bourbon and branch. They're the things that are important in a Texan's life. They're the essential 55 verbs in the All Barons book, Japanese verbs. Anyhow, I got myself probably a little bit too much of your time there. I got myself a whole pile. I don't know if you can see, if I pile them all up now, bottom, if I pile these books up just here and then put the computer on them, you'll see how many I've actually got, if I can turn the computer, the camera slightly towards it all, here down here, I'm starting to pile them all up again on top of each other. I got myself a huge pile of Japanese books and courses. Huge. So, still don't help. The language is too hard. Forget it. Don't even try it. I'm telling you. Just forget it now. Otherwise you'll end up spending all your dollars on that stuff. It won't do you no damn good. I'm telling you.